What's up, everybody? How's it going? At it again. Do another ill podcast. The BIKEDOPE podcast. You feeling all right, man?
I'm doing good.
All right. I got my homeboy with me, Mr. Carlos Jenkins. And we're not going to say what we are. We're not going to say nothing like that. Normally, that's how we do. I always say, where we're at, where we're from, blah, blah, blah. Well, we can speak about where you're from, no? So, I got my boy Carlos Jenkins, and where you from?
I'm from coastal North Carolina, northeastern corner, up near Elizabeth City, North Carolina.
Elizabeth City, North Carolina. So you a Southern boy through and through?
I am. Born and raised. North Carolina bred.
North Carolina bred. And so you've been across this gun line for a long time.
Yes, sir. Been here. Seen it all.
So you done seen some things, huh?
Down North Carolina, yeah. North Carolina, we doing pretty good.
Man, that's crazy. So the reason I wanted you on this podcast was because of your profession. And your profession is what?
I'm a police officer.
A police officer.
13 years.
13-year police officer. Man, you like it?
I do. It's pretty good. It has up days and down days, but for the most part, it's pretty good.
Oh man, because to be a police officer nowadays is a bit of a thing. I would have to think. No, is that right?
Man, it's what you make of it. I mean, a lot of things going on in the news is really, you got to separate yourself from it because it's really 1% of police officers, and you're not in that 1%, so you do pretty good. I don't have many troubles at work per se. I do pretty good.
I don't know if it's a Southern thing because I'm like I always make reference to Detroit because that's where I'm from, so I can't really speak.
That's
about
a different area.
Yeah, I understand.
That's a war zone.
Well, when you say that, it's a war zone, right? That's based on what you see on TV.
That's that right.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But when you see, like, from a perspective of yours, when you think of a police officer in a major city like that, Detroit, Chicago, LA, or whatever, what is your mind like? How does that work for you?
I mean, they got to have a different mindset because you got to imagine those guys see probably bad. What 99% of their
bad
day?
Meaning what to you though?
But what as in our calls like domestics, homicides, killings, shootings, kids getting hurt, child abuse, stuff like that.
Yeah, so stuff that comes along being a cop, being an officer.
That's that right.
So you don't see that, or
not too much where we're at. No, we don't see that a lot of here. When's the last time? But that's half the reason why we moved to this area, so we don't see that a whole lot. So,
but by me being just a regular person, I'm grouping all cops together.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It seems like this is the way I look at police. Just like you look at anybody else. You can't group all black people together, all white people together, all Hispanic people together. You can't group all police officers together. Just like you can't group all firefighters together because believe me, everybody's different.
But a cop is a cop. No, it don't work like that.
We all got different. Different specialties.
But you guys, I understand that, but it's all under one umbrella, right? So a cop to me is, I'm sure you got different specialties and stuff like that, but the number one rule of an officer, or I don't know what the even terminology be done. The number one thing, the number one what? The number one
what are you talking about? Like protect and serve?
There you go, protect and serve. So all the other stuff don't really matter. Or does it?
That's what people don't understand. What do you mean by protect and serve? What do you want us to do? Protect and serve. How do we protect and serve? How does the public? That's what I guess. How does the public see us as protect and serve? What do you have to do to protect and serve, according to the public? And then I'll tell you my perspective for protect and serve.
Protect and serving for me, I guess it's just making sure everything runs smooth, man. You know what I'm saying? And because I think your perception of bad, how I was raised, might be a little different than
and that's true now because I'm from the country.
Yeah.
And where I grew up at, we knew all the police, we knew all the sheriff's deputies, we knew everybody. My family, my granddaddy bought all our land when he was younger, and my whole family lived on all our land. And then we got land further out too. But we didn't see didn't nobody come around our way selling drills and stuff because my granddad wouldn't have that. He don't play that stuff. My granddad worked hard for everything he got, so he didn't play that. And if you came around our corner, because we had a street just about that was ours, and you just didn't do it. We had one house, and we all stayed away from that house. He won't kid us. He was as a matter of fact, he lived across the street, but it was down the road a little bit.
You said Ken, like that's how you talk for real.
Yeah, he won't kin to us. No,
because you were for real Southern boy.
Is that right? I told you, born and bred, North Carolina to the damn day. But yeah, he had that one guy, and that was it. I mean,
so using that kind of logic, like the good old boy, like the family raised and this and that, like we come from two different worlds.
That's that right.
So, and the people who listen to this are from all over.
That's that
so
right.
There's country folks, there's people who born and raised there, there's city folks, there's country, and people who listen to this stuff. Like, honestly, I got statistics to say that people listen to stuff in the UK. They listen to this stuff in Norway.
And that's a whole different type of policing.
But it's all to protect and serve.
But that's why I say, what's your consider of protect and serve? Because the same way that I protect and serve here ain't the same way they protect and serve in Detroit.
Yeah.
It ain't the same. It's two different types of protect and serve. Or in LA, it ain't the same type of protect and serve. Or as a matter of fact, New York City.
So when you go to Memphis right now, if you just up and go to Memphis right now,
what do you mean as a
just if you were to take your badge and go to Memphis right now, so you gotta check, you gotta have a whole different mindset.
I had to go through a whole different training.
As far as what, like
because you got first off the laws are different in Memphis.
Okay,
and then
I just say Memphis because I heard a lot of shit goes down in Memphis. I've heard.
Yeah, Memphis is pretty bad.
Yeah,
according to police standards.
That's what I'm saying.
And but you'd have to have a different mindset. I couldn't take my country from Northeast North Carolina mindset to say Memphis, Detroit, Chicago. You'd have to get a different mindset.
And that's where I think the problem comes in at, because if you go into a different situation thinking like I'm thinking the same police stuff you got now.
No, two different.
I guess paramilitary, right? Excuse me. When my apologies. I'm in the military. I'm a military guy. So if I'm a Marine everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that's military. Yeah, but
isn't the police stuff like paramilitary, so to speak?
It is, but it ain't standard like Marines are.
Okay.
You know, like it's more like Marines, Army, Navy,
always
Air Force.
Yeah.
Well, that's how police is. You got different. It depends on really and truly. You got a police according to your area. That's really and truly. Take the town we live in.
Okay.
You got a police different on this town. You do on the other side of town. Believe it or not. Two town, and that's just in our town.
I'm just thinking there's got to be. I don't even. So your line of police work is what then? Like, what do you?
Right now, I'm on patrol, but I got specialties in drugs and interdiction stuff, drug interdiction stuff like that.
So that's okay. Let me ask you about drugs and stuff like that. Like where I'm from, and how I was raised, and how I came up, the bad guys are normally the good guys. Does that make sense?
What do you mean by that?
The guys who sold drugs and stuff were just drug dealers, and that's what they did. You know, and in the inner city, they were like the role models and the mentors. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It might seem kind of crazy, but I wasn't raised on the plot of land like how you were.
Yeah.
It wasn't one house on my block that everybody just stayed away from. No, everybody just kind of figured it out. You know what I'm saying? So when you run into a situation like that, like I don't know, because I always say I was gonna be a cop many moons ago. But then I went to the interview. I don't know how it is now, but at the time I went before the board, and it was
what city?
Detroit. D block all day long, and it was the cop was a good cop, a bad cop. I would say like an older cop, more like a street savvy cop, and then like a cool cop. You know what I'm saying? And they were asking me all these questions, and I was answering them like myself, how I thought it would be. Like, you know, I don't really know if I got to put the badge first or whatever, but I just thought that was kind of crazy. Like, you know, if you know, I don't know. I just know there's a whole lot of unwritten laws or stuff that people like you guys take care of your own.
Well, I mean, to a certain extent, yeah, you do. You do take care of your own, but
how can you say that when you defending people?
But we take care of people too. The same way that we take care of our own is the exact same way. Just because we cut brakes to people, the same way that we cut brakes to police officers. If I'm on the force and I've been your partner for, this is one of the questions or something along the lines that my man had asked me, whatever my man was, one of the three guys. So if I'm partying, I'm whatever, and I might have had a little bit too much drink, you just happen to pull me over like, dude, and I'm like, hey man, I got my bad. What do you mean by a little too much drink?
You know, too much. I'm driving too fast. On according to you guys,
so you speeding.
If you want to say that, right, I'm not gonna say it. I'm just going a little too fast. You know what I'm saying?
And then I catch you and I smell the odor alcohol on you.
Yeah, but you know me. You know.
But I mean, just because I smell alcohol on them, mean I'm registered for DWI.
But you
same way as a person, I get them around home just like a person.
You would give somebody, but you on some good old boy type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You would always do that?
No. Now, I'll be honest with you. No.
Now, how do you make that determination of who you would and who you wouldn't?
It depends on what they blow. I'll be honest with you. Because I keep an active sensor with me. And if a police officer out there blowing 15s, there ain't nothing I can do for them.
What? So you about to take your own
got no
in.
choice. You got to go. I couldn't do it to a regular citizen. I mean, and I'll be honest, that's how I look at it.
And the reason I ask you that, Carlos, is because you're a black dude.
That's that, right?
And that's, I know you know that. But I'm just saying, like, but it's kind of, I'm sure the hat you wear has got to be a little different sometimes.
Yeah,
because you can't make me believe, because there's prejudice in everything, dude, that we do, no?
I try, man. I'll be honest with you, I try my hardest not to be. I mean, now, you know, I worked in the department prior to where I work at now. Well, I'm telling you, my whole thing was, I believe these white guys got picked on in school by black guys.
Okay.
And I couldn't stay there.
Because even the white guys were doing what?
Because it was just ridiculous.
So what did you? So the problem still exists, and you just leave.
I couldn't stay there because it'll probably get bad for me, and then I'd got in trouble. You know what I mean?
I get it. I totally understand.
So I couldn't figure out. And really, truly, to this day, I mean, I reported what was going on, and as a matter of fact, the chief got fired and all that stuff, but the guys that were there are still there, a couple of them anyway. So
they out here still like how they are, and you seen firsthand
yes, sir,
the damage that they were doing.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll be honest with you, they won't do anything illegal, in all honesty, and from where I'm from, it won't right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just
and you strike me as that kind of person. You strike me as the kind of dude where you're gonna give somebody a chance and a break, or at least you're gonna listen.
Yeah, but I mean, these guys, man, they didn't even want to. They didn't want to hear none of that. If you were in a certain Texas town and you were a certain color, something like that, you were done. And I mean, if you did wrong, you did wrong. But there was no gray area for them. It was black and white. You know what I mean by that? Like, right or wrong. That was it. If you wrong, you done. But at the same time, if you were a different color down there, just passing through, you know what I mean? But same violation.
You're good.
You catch a break on it.
See, and that's what people have been talking about for 100 years.
And that's why, and I didn't agree with that. I told them I didn't agree with it.
And that's why I think this is very important for you to get not for me to say it, but for me to listen and for you to say it to people, because this is what we face with nowadays in this country.
Yep. You
know what I'm saying? And you talking just good old boys in little towns.
Yes, sir.
But we talking about corrupt whole departments.
Yep, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, see, because my thing is, I think you're a bad boy for being a cop, period, because, just period. Not because of the stuff that goes on in the world, but just to wear that badge, being a black dude. Because when I look at you, I'm thinking like of the 60s and shit, when they pull out the water hoses, you know what I'm saying? And hitting the black folks with the water hoses.
That happened to my mom and daddy.
And then you wear that badge.
I mean, but this is the way I look at it.
Okay.
If somebody don't wear it, then the bad guys gonna still wear it. The people that was out there using the water hose is gonna still be here.
But that was just...
And then their mentality is still going to be here.
It's still going to be the same. So what are you doing outside of being a cop to help that?
I try to talk to everybody. I'm always talking to... Even when I'm working, I'm talking to kids, especially in my area. Especially kids, man. I'll talk to them, and I tell them what to do and what not to do. You get pulled over by the police, man, don't jump out no car. I told them... I went to the basketball court, as a matter of fact, a couple days ago. Mm-hmm. It was... And just some kids out there, and a woman called the police on them. So I get out there, I'm talking to him. One of the boys has been banned from the court. So I'm talking to him, and I was like, man, you know you banned. He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm going to jail. I'm like, no. I said, you banned. I said, if it was a different situation, different place, maybe you go to jail. But I said, today is your break. I said, this is your chance to fix whatever you're doing wrong and stay out this area and move on. And I said, maybe you could have something good come to you too. His friends out there too, and he was like, man, why all the cops ain't cool like you? And I was like, well, real true they are, man, but you just gotta give them a chance. I said, if you'd have took off and ran when I pulled up, what choice I got? The woman sitting right here looking at us. So I said, that make me have to get in the car and chase you. So therefore, you doing something wrong because I got to do my job. I said, I ain't got no choice. I got a family to take care of. But at the same time, I said, man, all you got to do is try to do what's right. And I said, all you got to do, man, is just, you know you banned from this court.
Yeah.
You knew you were. I said, real and true, so you knew you're wrong. And when I showed up, that was your punishment enough right there. I said, I'll be honest with you, that was your punishment because the way you felt right then was because you didn't know who was coming out here and you thought you were going to jail.
I'm just thinking it's so shitty because the kid you had to be talking about was black.
Yes.
Off the top, how do I know that? I just don't. That's just how life works sometimes.
Right. It is.
And this kid automatically thinks he's going to jail.
Yep.
As soon as you show up, I'm going to jail.
Yep.
So imagine him at 25.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's a kid. Now imagine him at 25. Imagine his mentality at 25. So how stuck in the way he is thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like now, like, and you are all, it's like you, because I don't really think that the rules or the laws were in place to really, there's some silly, like, I remember we had a conversation a while ago. You said there was some laws or rules or something about a watermelon or something.
Yeah, stealing the watermelon. That's
okay,
a felony.
Explain that.
It's state of North Carolina. It is a felony to go in somebody else's field, pull a water, or pick a watermelon, however y'all call it. We call them pulling where I'm from. Okay. But to take a watermelon out that field is hooked to a vine and walk off the property. That is a felony in the state of North Carolina.
That wasn't made for white folks. That wasn't made for white folks, Mr. Jenkins.
It won't made.
That wasn't made for white folks.
I don't know who it was made for, but
you got to know. That's something you got to like. This whole little podcast is really real. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. But yeah, it was.
That's heavy though. Like that's crazy. And then,
but you know who's probably been charged more with that than anybody?
Who?
Well, I mean, at least in my experiences, white people.
Nowadays.
Yep, nowadays. Yeah.
Nowadays, because now white folks are kind of poor and live in trailers and do this and do that.
Well, actually, I remember one guy that I charged. He was actually running for a county commissioner, a well-to-do guy. And he saw a watermelon in the field, went out there and tried to pull it. The guy caught him, called us. And we locked him up with a felony.
That's a felony for stealing the watermelon.
Yeah, strangest thing in the world. He didn't get prosecuted. I mean, he got prosecuted, but he pled guilty to just a misdemeanor larceny. Because even the district attorney think that's a little... But yeah, you're right. That law wasn't made for white folks. That law was made.
That bothers me. That bothers me so bad, man. Because it's like we try to get far as a society. So,
but this is the thing though.
Okay.
At the same time, though, we as black people got to come together and get them laws changed.
Okay.
And we can do it. I mean, if all black people got together and said this law was made to hurt black people, and they bring that law up, and then even white folks will jump on that, and they be like, yeah, this is crazy. Mm-hmm. And that law be changed.
But that's the only one, and I'm sure there's other stuff.
Yeah, there's probably 100 laws. I can't think of. I'm trying to think of another silly law like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like that, but I guess the community could probably change stuff like that because I'm sure there's probably silly little laws that go on and exist all over.
Yeah,
but
then too. But that's what I say. We as black folk, we got to come together and join together so we can get this stuff changed. Because if not, I'm telling you the truth. I hard recruit for a police officer to be black. I'm big time recruiting for it. I try my hardest to talk. I talk my brother-in-law into it. Yeah. And I try to talk anybody I can find that ain't been convicted of nothing younger. Yeah. To get into law enforcement because then you can see how it really is and you can see how people are. And the only way we can change it is if we get in there and change it. So there has to be somebody to lead the charge, though. So I need to nominate Carlos Jenkins. Because if you want to lead if you want to spearhead the charge, you want to lead. I do my recruiting parts to the promised land. I do recruit. They about to make that job of yours pretty hard. I'm thinking them people who might not want that change like that. No, I mean they ain't making it too hard. Our efforts are getting out there. I can tell you that. With all the shootings of white cops and black cops, black cops against black guys, it is actually helping us. More so not in recruiting. Because people are starting to look at police departments and say, wait a minute. The population is here, but you got 99% white cops. Right. Why is there no black cops in your police department? Uh-huh. So that's actually helping us out. Because then they're making them say, hey, you need to hire more black cops. You don't have a choice. It's 2018 though. Like, and that's the sad part. It's 2018. So why would it be now? Why would that just happen in the past umpteen years? Nobody looked at it. That's the only thing I figured out. But the black cops have been always black cops. That's why the black cop might be considered
for lack of better terms, old Uncle Tom ass dude or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. Because
if you've been on the force, because you've been on the force, and you know, hold on, it's only like 4 people that look like me.
I've been saying that. Well, my first department I worked for, we were pretty even. As a matter of fact, we might have had more black cops than white cops. Okay. My first department, but that department was, I mean, we got down there. We got down, but man, sometimes you know, public.
Now, what does that mean? Get down.
Public, well, I mean, we handled business.
Okay.
We handled business. I mean, we enforced laws and we did everything. But the public view of that department was, oh man, this ain't nothing but a bunch of black cops that don't know what they're talking about and don't do nothing. And that's what the perception we were lazy cops.
Yeah.
Because the department was mostly black. We had a black chief. We had a white deputy chief or captain, whatever he was. But that command further down, lieutenants was black, sergeants were black and white, officers were mainly black and some white. But the perception was that our department didn't do a whole lot.
But y'all rock and roll.
In reality, I mean, we couldn't solve every problem.
No doubt.
But
I
in all honesty, we knocked down a lot of stuff. We busted a lot of drug dealers. We busted a lot of stuff, and we put a lot of people in jail. And we brought crime down to a certain extent, but then then a lot of those guys retired. Yeah. And then some of the other guys, because really truly we weren't paid as well. Most of us moved out this way. Yeah. Because the pay's better out this way. Mm-hmm. And so now it's actually reversing to a certain extent.
That's crazy, man. So,
but it was a lot of military guys there too, though. That was another thing. And then you had guys that were there when I started. This one guy, he was in that department in like the 60s and 70s. Mm-hmm. A black guy. Yeah. And he handled business back then. I mean.
But imagine how tough it had to be
back then.
That's
what I know. He couldn't. I don't know how he done it because his chief.
Your personality has to be. You got to be wired a certain kind of way to be a cop too.
Well, and I think that's true too.
But being out here, like in this area, because this is like, it's cool, but it's predominantly white.
That's it, right.
You know what I'm saying?
We got a few sections, but yeah, predominantly.
To me there's a lot to be said about that. And you come around with a badge, because people I know can't stand cops.
So yeah, I mean that's something we need to change. That's perception that we need to change.
The cop hop around but the cop hop out the car like you King Dingaling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I'll
be honest with you. You do got when you put the uniform on the band.
Yeah.
You do got to step your game up because people are really and truly. It ain't you personally they don't want to hurt, but it's what you stand for that they want to hurt.
Yeah.
So you got to be ready to defend yourself at all times because of that, because of what you wear.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's the same way. I look at being a police officer as the same way as sometimes being black.
I agree with that.
And then being a black police officer.
That takes a lot. It takes guts to say that too.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I'll be honest with you.
Straight up.
I told I was at a church one time. Me and a pastor was talking.
All right.
And he asked some of the same stuff you're asking. And I told him, I said, really truly nowadays, the police are being treated the same way black folks were being treated back in the 60s, to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm. Hey, stranger.
So, to a certain extent, meaning what? Like, how do you say that?
Like, you know how they were shooting at water hoses and stuff?
Yeah.
And being downcasted and said that they would belittle them and stuff?
Yeah.
Same way nowadays. The same way police are getting treated. Nowadays, right now.
Well, police are doing, it's more in your face, too, though. I mean, it's not, don't think that my perception is that the cops out here doing a whole lot more, and it's more like, I got a phone, right? I got like everybody else. I'm about to watch you beat the shit out of dude.
That's true.
Or I'm about to watch you kill dude. Or I'm about to watch 3 or 4 of the people of the same protective service badge that you wear. And y'all about to choke a man out, kill him, whatever, all this and all that. And my man, but that's just one case, and then there's so many other different cases, and it's not your fault.
No, that's right.
But you kind of stand for that same thing.
But really, truly, it's that's 1% of officers that do that. You can pull your phone out on 99% of police encounters, and there's nothing to happen. They won't die. They won't be choked out. They won't be beat up or nothing like that.
But what gives you the right to do that to somebody in the first place? How you choking folks out?
I'm saying, what do you mean, like, well, now, if somebody's trying to hurt me, if that's the only thing I got, then I ain't going to choke them out to kill them, but I'm going to choke them out to try to get them off.
I mean, I understand that, but every altercation that we've heard, the public I'm talking
that's
about,
that right.
have seen, or heard about or whatever.
And that's 1%. Well, that's
ain't nobody been out here scrapping with the cops. Like, we ain't about to go toe to toe.
As a matter of fact, it's less than 1%. What you well, give me a case. You know, I'll give you
how
my perception.
about
I might not.
I guess my man got justice served. Well, good for him.
Which one is this?
The dude in South Carolina.
Yes, sir. Now we all say that was bad, and how South Carolina didn't convict him didn't.
But somebody just got like 25 years for that. I don't know.
South Carolina, the police officer, the one that shot the guy in the back.
But how do you even get to that point though?
I don't know.
To me, he should be shot in the back too. The same way he killed that dude. The time. Everything is cool.
That dude. That was. Then what makes it so bad for that one too? You can see him on video throw the taser on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean that's what. But you know what makes it so bad?
What's that?
This is no joke. I don't know. Well, I'm sure the public knows about this. He did a report and stuff. That video didn't come out till weeks later. That video is weeks after the incident happened. He wrote a police report up and everything that said this guy took his taser. Really and truly, the guy that died, he wouldn't have never got justice if the guy that didn't have the video camera didn't come forward. And I'll be honest with you. Sometimes that's what we need. I mean, you need public. Nowadays, everybody's wearing body cameras.
But how does that sounds so crazy.
I know it, man, but...
That sounds so crazy,
But
dude.
you think about this, too, now. Think about this. Even in the 60s, think about how many black folks witnessed something and never came forward and said nothing because they were scared.
Because they were scared. Not because, you know...
But nowadays, you got a video. You can send that in straight to the news.
And apparently, a lot of this stuff ain't working because the 1% is happening, I guess, a whole lot more than just 1% of the time.
I still think it's 1%. I think it's... As a matter of fact, I think it's less than 1%. I don't think many encounters is.
And I hate to sound so cliche. I'm just, you know, I don't know. I only know what I see, but I don't really spend too much time in other places outside of home. You know what I'm saying?
I don't blame you.
But when I see, when you see things like how y'all get away with that, like what's the code?
What do you mean by get away? What do you mean? Which one? You gotta give me another example.
Well, I try to think about because there's too many of them.
Well, they ain't. Because I mean, you got the guy in New York that got choked out for the cigarettes that died. Or no. Did he get no? He got choked out.
I can't remember his name, but he's dead.
Yeah, that's true. And I think, to be honest with you, the guy that put him in the chokehold, because there was enough cops there from what I saw. That was actually NYPD. And then there was enough cops there to subdue him without doing that.
But then that cop doesn't. Then the cop just gets swept. How about
no? He got. I
don't know.
Charged, didn't he? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
How
about the one when they
shot the guy on the ground?
No, I wasn't gonna say that one.
Go ahead.
That's another one. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying the one when the guy had his daughter in the back seat. I don't know what town it was. He was like a Filipino Asian type guy. He had his daughter in the back seat, and he had his wife, the girl.
Oh, you talking about? That was up in Minnesota somewhere.
And my man I don't know. I think it was in Minnesota.
Yeah,
I think you're right. I think it was in Minnesota, Wisconsin, around that way.
Yeah, somewhere up that way. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
And she was like,
she was screaming and recording it,
and he gave him one.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's not for you to answer. You know what I'm saying?
And I give you my opinion on it.
But that's crazy as hell.
You're right. I agree 100%. I agree with you. I think though that guy, that officer,
because every situation is different.
That's that right.
Okay.
And I think that officer, the guy told him he had a gun.
Yeah.
And I think the officer got nervous because the guy told him he had a gun. But most time, I still don't. I think wrong is wrong, right is right. I mean,
period. Yeah.
He should be convicted. I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah. And the excuse will be we're just gonna let my man slide and give him 2 weeks off or whatever.
But actually, they found him not guilty. Fidel Castro.
Yeah, Philando Castro. Philando Castro. Yeah, that was the guy who got killed.
Yeah, that's
but I can't remember the officer's name.
Me neither. I don't remember.
And so now he's guilty. He's not guilty.
In my opinion, he was guilty all day long.
So how do we?
But that's the jury. So that's why we got.
But then how about we would have?
That's why we got to get juries.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But how about we would have had 10 guys that look like Philando Castro on the board or on the jury? No, you can't control that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's that right.
But somebody to think like that, like blood. First of all, you had a kid in the car. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But and I'm thinking because the badge don't change. You know what I'm saying? If whether it be if you're an officer here.
But that's why I go back to you. Remember when I said earlier about being key when some officers were bullied by black folk when they were young, or were bullied when they were younger.
Yeah.
And they put the badge on and think they got power.
Yeah.
That's what the problem is in law enforcement.
You think that's what it is?
That's what my in my opinion. Mm-hmm. That's what the problem is. I think there needs to be a different interview panel that does that, because I think that's what I think.
So
some
how can you change that then? If you
it's hard because
it's good old boys in place, man.
Some of them, but then too, though, you got to look at it.
Okay.
Departments are trying to fill positions and beat out other departments to get people.
Yeah.
And if your department is like low and nobody wants to work there, then you got to hire who you got to hire to protect and serve, as y'all call it, the people. You got to hire somebody to do it. Somebody's got to wear the badge. You can't not have people in your town wearing the badge. You can't do it. It's just not.
So you're saying the people that's getting hired are ill prepared from the words say go.
That's that right. And the reason is because that department or that town really truly boils down to the town, because we ain't unions down here. We're hired by the town.
That's what I was going to ask you.
The town does not want to pay. Really truly, that's what it boils down to. The town don't want to pay for good officers. I mean,
so what makes a good officer then? I mean, I guess that's an understatement. Like, okay, because you're how tall are you?
6 foot even.
You're 6 foot, but you're a big dude.
I am. I handle myself pretty good.
You ain't about to catch me, man.
I ain't trying to run.
So
if I can find out who you are, I got you. But I'm pretty good at talking to people and find out who people are.
If I got something on me right now,
yes,
and you hop out that car,
yes, sir.
How does your brain click? Because I'm.
Well, first off,
okay,
I'm not gonna hop out the car like I know you got something on you.
Okay.
Even though most of the time I can probably tell pretty good right off the gate. You can tell by body language and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna even approach you like that. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna actually try to talk to you for a little bit first, and then I'll bring it up some kind of way to make it less obvious, to make you think that I don't know that you got it on you.
But I'm running.
Oh, now if you run it, then so be it. I mean, that's fine. I guarantee you, I can tell you this right now. It's 7, 8 people out there that's gonna tell on you who you are. Anyway,
I'm talking about in transit. So I'm not saying this. I'm not pulling up in the neighborhood like, hey man, what up? I'm saying wherever we are. And I said because I always think of the police department as like a paramilitary, like I said.
Yeah.
So there's certain parameters. Like it's set up a certain way. I don't know how. I know how the military is structured, for damn sure, the Marine Corps. But I'm thinking in terms of police officers. I'm sure it's like a corporal and sergeant. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right.
Same type thing. So there's a standard with that too, right? So if I'm this age, I'm this height, and I'm only supposed to fall between this bracket and this bracket.
No, we don't got that.
I've always thought that you did.
Nah.
So you can be as short and as fat or however you want to be.
That's that right, yeah. Yeah. As long as you can get the job done. And see, getting the job done ain't always chasing folks. I mean, there's other...
No, I understand that.
Because I got a partner.
But where I'm from.
Oh,
you understand what I'm saying? Because I'm not from here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no pastures where I'm from. Like, it's nothing like... Ain't no granddaddy's house like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't got 20 acres this way. And then, like, we got the next house... Or now it might be a couple fields because the houses are all burned down. That's how it is. But there's no. So that's what I'm saying. Like using my logic and trying to think like you. Like I remember there was they used to bust the spots like the crack spots at the house. But then there was always they had the cops with the mask and everything. Like the boys used to come, but there was always a cop who wore track shoes. Always.
Yeah.
And he wears a little mask and everything. Everybody had the vest and the guns and however you want to slice it. You know what I'm saying? They pop door open, but they had one that wore the track shoes.
Yep, I got a guy that works with me like that.
And them track shoes, just in case my man will get that back door. Carl Lewis, ooh, ooh. That's how it was. So it's I understand it's not about chasing everybody down like that.
Yeah, because I got a guy with me that does that.
Chasing
yes,
folks
that's
down.
all he does. He's not good at talking to people. He's not the greatest investigator. He's not. He's a good officer. Yeah. But he's military. Yeah. And he worked for Blackwater for a long time.
Wow.
And now that's what he does.
But see that you get a certain kind of pass when you talk that Blackwater.
Yeah, but he did.
You shouldn't really even be around. Like,
I talked to him because that's what I had talked to him about. Because I wanted to make sure what kind of person he was first.
Yeah, because a lot of people who don't know, like Blackwater, they do mercenary work.
That's that right. They are.
But they do it overseas though.
They go where the military can't go.
Yeah, and they have like their own little laws and everything set in place, and ain't nobody telling nothing. If he moved too fast,
he's done.
We're killing him. You know what I'm saying?
It's a done deal.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Won't pay you for.
So you can hire somebody like.
You got to go through a psychological.
Yeah, but you can hire a mercenary, and then you can hire just some dude.
Yeah.
So there's a whole big gap in between where people aren't well informed, I would think, on how to do things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but we all go through the same in this area. We go through the same training.
Yeah.
And the state of North Carolina has a standardized training.
Okay.
That you all got to go through. Whether military or you that guy from the street. You've got to go through a certain training. You got to pass a certain amount of physical tests and all that stuff.
So what's the physical test? Because I remember back in Detroit, it was you had to lift a dummy, you had to carry a dummy.
Yeah, you got to do that here.
Like 150 pounds or something. You got to and you got to put them on the thing or whatever. But
it's been so long since I've done it.
So what makes being a police officer cool, man?
Man, I tell you, man, you get to see more, at least in this area.
Pause right there. You know why I ask you that? Because I didn't mean to cut you off, but my brain works kind of funky.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before I went to the service, like my thing was to never like be a freedom fighter. Like I don't really, whatever. Like that wasn't my thing. I wasn't raised to hold down the country. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I always thought Marines had cool ass uniforms. For real. You know what I'm saying? And everyone I came in contact with, they were built like G.I. Joes, you know what I'm saying? And they had cool stripes and everything. I'm like, damn, that's dope, dude. I can do that? Well, and my mother talked me out of it. I was going to go into the Army. And then when I got of age, I'm like, you know what? I kind of felt myself get into a rut. You know, I had a regular job. I'm like, I'm not a regular dude like that. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I just kind of wanted more for myself. And I looked at it as an opportunity to travel and meet people and just kind of learn some life skills on my own. And that's what I did. So what makes, like, if I see a cop, I'm thinking, you know, you got to be in shape. You got to be able to do this. You got to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? But you're saying it's not really like that.
Yeah, because, man, we are in what they're going for now is they want you to be a team. They don't want you to be an independent officer. Back in the day, that's what they wanted. You used to be a team of one. Well, they're going away from that.
Okay.
They want you to work more as a team, and like here, our whole side, we work together. If it's a big case, we all work together to try to get it done. Mm-hmm. We take parts, and everybody does their thing to get it done. So that's what they build on now. That's what they build on. They build on teamwork.
Okay.
At least in most police academies in North Carolina, except for one that I can think of, they build on that. One that does not do that, and you can tell by the officers that come out of that academy. You can just tell. You can tell how they are. They don't. You're not a team there, but you are. You are a team there but they individualize you a whole lot more. But if one person do bad, I guess then all of them get it for it. So I guess they do still build on teamwork, but not the way I would do it. But
okay.
But yeah,
that's what I'm saying, because you seem like you got a lot of good sense, right? So you seem like that you might be like the leader or something of
maybe one day.
Maybe. But you know, we need some kind of changes or something, man, in this world. You know what I mean?
I agree. I tell you this. The reason why I became a police officer, I really wanted to be a firefighter. Okay. That's what I want to do. I still want to do it right now to this day. Yeah. But my cousin was chief of police where I'm from. Okay. And man, he talked me into it. And I never worked for him my whole life. Never worked for him even till he retired. And I never worked for him. He was the chief of police in the police department. I went to work for the sheriff's department. And man, he told me about how glamorous this job was, and I see what he do, and I saw his reputation because he's the only person in my hometown. We had like 8 murders, and he was the only one that solved all 8 of them. But it was because
8 murders through the course of how long?
Oh man, like 5 years. Oh we ain't talking about Detroit. Now.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard for people to relate. You know what I'm saying? Like because we talking. We had murders this weekend. You know what I'm saying? That's right. We ain't doing that. Up, you know what I'm saying? We ain't doing that. But I mean, but now, I'll be honest with you. Now, they getting a whole lot. They ain't dying just because of Greenville. I'm pretty close to Greenville, North Carolina. Yeah. Greenville, North Carolina saves a lot of people that get shot in East North Carolina. Mm-hmm. And their doctors are always around our area because they work at all the ERs and stuff. Okay. And they save a lot of people that get shot because I'll be honest with you. I've seen a couple that were shot. I just about counted out back when I was out there. Yeah. And I said, man, this guy here's done. We better go ahead and put this one in as a homicide. Let's book him, Charles.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And they made it to the hospital. One guy was just about, I don't know how, they say you can't live without, 2/3 of your blood, something like that?
I'm not
a third, I can't remember what it is. Okay. But he was like, he had bled just about out on the scene. Mm-hmm. They got him to the hospital in some kind of way. They brought him back.
So you're saying that to say that you see a lot of people get shot.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of people get shot out there. They just don't die. I mean, that's just how it works out. It's the truth. But you know what makes so bad?
What's that?
And I'll be honest with you, because where I'm from is a predominantly black area.
Yeah.
And you know, most of those black guys wouldn't say who shot them.
Well,
And I mean, and I understand that, and I understand.
That's kind of against the code.
I understand that, but man,
I might sound ignorant.
I know, but I'm the same way. Before I became a police officer, I was the same way. That is against the code, but at some point in time, we got to change the code. You know what I mean?
Change the code.
Man, we got to start helping each other out, because if not, this is just a continuing cycle that we're going to be in. That the public, well, not the public, but white folks, is going to look at black folks just like animals, like they do now. Real and true. That's what it boils down to.
Straight up.
That's how it is. And I mean, so we've got to do something to break that cycle. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We've got to, and I'll be honest with you, I ain't the guy for that. Cause
why not? Why aren't you the guy for that? Because you seem very vocal, and you seem very fair, and you already got the position as being the cop.
But this is the thing, man.
And you got experience too.
But I don't think it needs to be a cop to do it, because you know, black folks in general don't like cops anyway. So therefore, they're not.
I'm saying to be a cop because you know the secret.
Well, yeah, and I help whoever does it. I'd be more than happy to help them, because somebody's got to do it. I mean, but somebody is gonna have to take lead at some point and say, enough's enough. We've got to break this cycle so that we all can be looked at like people. Because
until the cycle gets broken, you're not the one to step up.
Well, now I help whoever do it though. I'll step up and help them, but I can't lead it. You know what I mean? Just because of my position that I already hold.
Why can't? Because I would think that would be more of a reason for you to lead it, just because.
But the black folks ain't gonna listen to me. You know what I mean?
But
because of my position.
Yeah, but you're the cool cop though.
Yeah, but they still don't listen to that. They'll listen to it to a certain extent. But then they ain't gonna. You can't take I'll be like Moses. I'll get them almost to the promised land, but then they gonna fall back off.
Why you say that? Based on what?
Man, I don't know. Just off of past experiences.
I'm saying, but what makes you say that though? Like, people are gonna listen because you're a cop. Period. Yeah,
because just the cop. You know, the image that police has at this time. That's what it is, and I'm associated with that image.
Man, that's heavy though.
Yep,
that's heavy, because I think this, like, people who like near and dear to me, they can't stand officers. Dude.
I'll be honest with you. I got a brother. Believe it or not, I got a brother same way.
They can't stand police officers, man. That's man. So what makes how's being a cop cool then? Because of all the stuff coming up. I mean, because now it's not about the authority no more. Because all that goes out the window nowadays. Because whatever. See, now I can start saying y'all, right? Like y'all, because you with them, right?
Is that right? I'm y'all in two ways.
No doubt. Yeah, but we ain't talking about the dog. But
I'm y'all either way.
Yeah, we talking about the y'all them. How about that? Yeah. With the badge. I'm talking about them with y'all with the badge. I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So now, how do we get? Because the whole idea is just to encourage people, let people know it's okay. The whole idea of the podcast, the whole idea of the bike dope thing, the whole idea is just to encourage people to be themselves and to really embrace who you really and truly are. You know what I'm saying? And if this is who you are as a cop, you're doing a fine job at it. You know what I'm saying? Especially owning up to it. Because because a lot of people only ain't they have a hard time. They're not comfortable in their own skin by you being black, by you being a little bit heavier, by you being just a cop as a whole. Shit, that's a lot, man. But we got to convey some kind of image or something to these kids, no?
That's that right, man. That's what I try to do. I want to, when I'm working especially, I want them to see me in uniform, and I want them to see, hey, he ain't here to arrest everybody. He ain't here to, I'm actually here to help you more so than I am to hurt you. I mean, now, if you do wrong, I got a job to do. At the end of the day, that body cam, that body cam is going to catch it. And I mean, but in North Carolina, state of North Carolina give me a lot of discretion.
When you say that troubles me, because, you trying to help you, but you do something wrong, I got to take you in.
I ain't saying take you in. I ain't saying that, but if you do wrong, I got to correct you on it or something. Some kind of action's got to be taken. Now, sometimes
but you wearing the badge and showing up, I don't know if that has to be said, right?
But sometimes, no, that got to be said, because I got discretion myself. I can decide.
Well, everybody has discretion.
Yeah, no? but I mean, we as officers, we have discretion. We can decide what we want to do with you, to a certain extent.
Yeah, and does that sound fair or no? Like,
that to me, because if you had it so that if you were wrong either way, that I've got to do this or I've got to do that, then I think everything's based on judgment. Like, it depends on the situation.
Yeah,
like if the kid was playing basketball that was banned from the court.
Yeah.
Well, if we looked at letter of law, he's guilty of trespassing.
Period.
Done deal. That's done deal. There's no. He got his letter to say he was banned from out there. He told he was banned. He knew he was banned. There's nothing that can be said.
Yeah.
He's guilty.
Yeah.
So with discretion, though, I can say, all right, I can take action. Say, this is what I'm gonna do with you. You're going to just go home, tell your parents call me, and we'll take care of it like that.
And how old was the kid at the time?
He was like 16. He was old enough to go to jail. I mean, in the state of North Carolina, 16.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
Yeah.
So to get arrested and to be booked, so you could have gave this kid a felony.
No, it's misdemeanor. That's a misdemeanor. Trespass.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking, but I'm still tripping about the watermelons.
That's still in the books too. That ain't changed.
So you can get a 16-year-old kid out here and just have him take a watermelon.
Yep.
Send him to jail and give him a felony at 16.
Felony. It's like a class H, I think. It's a high end felony, but yeah.
A high-end felony.
Yeah.
For taking a watermelon.
Yep.
That's horrible, dude.
I agree.
So you can just
I didn't never know it was on the book. I just thought it was a simple larceny until.
So if there was like somebody, like a lawyer or somebody who actually wanted to write down these bum laws or whatever, or maybe the ones that might be in question, let's call it.
Yeah.
You couldn't start that up yourself, like as being an officer, and be like, hey, these are kind of, hey, because I'm saying like go above the chief, or how's that protocol work? You know what I'm saying? Like because kids make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But now it's almost like the black kids out here.
And that's why you got to have
rough.
You got to have a relationship with your district attorney. And I'm building one up here. I had a better one when I worked in another county, but here I'm building one up. And you got to be able to talk to them and say, hey, this kid is a good kid. He made a mistake. I mean, this is a watermelon, in all honesty. And I said, this is just something simple. And most of the time, they'll reduce it. They won't. Now, if this kid's got like a record that's a mile long.
Yeah, they about to bang him, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, yeah. They ain't going to hold back on them. They're going to do what they got to do because that's just how it is.
Dang,
But
man.
But it is. I mean, that law was that was a very strange law. I mean, I didn't even know about it until I was grown.
You know what scares me is that I know there's more like that.
That's and I'll be honest with you, I don't even know all of them. I mean, it just happens.
Man.
Sometimes I had to look them up. But like my granddaddy grew watermelons.
Yeah.
And never knew about it. Real and true. I mean, if you're going to get a letter of the law, how many watermelons did I steal from my granddad's field? I mean, well, I guess it wouldn't be stealing.
Well, because it's your granddad.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
It's the same thing.
I mean, it's the same thing. I get it. Yes, sir.
It's still a.
You know what's crazy, man, is that I look at these black kids out here nowadays, man, and it's almost like there's the law and then there's the way that they have to handle the law, or not necessarily. Well, black, yeah, whatever, but minorities. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the level of fear for parents and stuff like that is at an all-time high. Because
that's true.
So what can
me and my wife actually talk about this? I mean, we actually had a conversation about my son growing up. You know, I mean, the society.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to teach my son to carry himself always respectable and listen and do whatever they say, and then make it through it, and then come home to me, and then we'll take care of it from there. You know what I mean?
I get it.
I mean, to be honest with you, that's the way. As parents nowadays, that's
how it should be for everybody, not just the black kids. You
know
what I'm saying?
I agree, but
it's just not. But what
right
I'm saying,
now,
but you wearing that badge and you.
But I can't control everybody.
But you with them. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I am. But at the same time, I'm with them another way too. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Because I've got.
That's why this is so.
I've got my family that I've got to protect also.
Yeah.
And but I mean, you can't control everybody that's working. I mean. I can't control what 900 some thousand officers do. I mean, I can only.
And I'm not coming at you like
no, I know, but I mean, I'm just trying to. We've got to figure out some kind of way for the image to change. That's what the thing is. Not just for police, but also so they won't look at black kids like that. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to see done. I want. If they don't look at black kids like animals and stuff like that, then why? Then we wouldn't have to be treated like that.
We below that gun line too, Mister. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
being down here is a whole because.
Well, I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I think they kill more up north than they do down here.
Yeah, but it's not. It's by other people. Like
no. I'm talking about cop shootings. I think they've been more up north than they have down here. I think
you would know more than me. I guess
it is.
statistic wise, I guess you would. You know, I guess
think,
you would know more. But I'm just saying from the outside, like from where I'm from, and that whole like in Chicago.
See, there's got to be a lot of police shootings in Detroit. There's got to be. There ain't no way it couldn't be.
It's police, but it's shootouts. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's shootouts, like straight up, like that. Like, you know, he got, okay, bang, bang, and then bang. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm about to, I don't know, it's just different. Like,
okay.
You follow what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
It's just
so you're saying,
like here, you get away with, like, it's, the color stuff is so much more just in your face. You see Confederate flags around here.
I know. I don't agree with that neither, but.
And then here your black ass come driving that car, and there's a Confederate flag.
I know.
It's like, damn.
No, I don't see. That's another whole story. That's another whole day. Because I got a whole thing about Confederate flags. I mean,
yeah,
I don't agree with the Confederate flag. I mean,
but what I'm saying is, anywhere else but here, below that gun line, you get away with that.
Well, that's because, really and truly, that's where it was at. That's where Confederacy was.
No doubt.
And my thing is, the federal government should ban them because that represents another whole country.
Yeah.
You know, in the grand scheme of things,
I get it.
If the Confederate States had won the Civil War,
yeah,
there would not be a United States of America.
Correct. That's
so
correct.
I mean, so in my opinion is, how can you fly another flag of another country in all honesty, and representing that flag in the United States of America, and do it legally, and then they fly it over government centers and all that stuff.
And then with the with that, like,
you put on license plates. I mean, you know, but that's what I don't understand. That's just
what I'm saying. So to wear that badge is a hell of a thing, because that's what I'm saying. That to me, it's a whole lot deeper than just being a cop. Like, I'm looking at you like, blood, you, like, I start thinking about the water hose. I mean, just, you know, the Rosa Parks type stuff. You know, all the and being down here in the South is way too prevalent. Like, the stuff that people get away with.
Greensboro.
It's nuts, dude. Like, and you know, and it's so messed up because the black folks still kind of end up with the black folks.
Yeah.
Despite everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, somehow, some way, the black folks get grouped in right with the black folks, and they don't really. I mean, there are some like yourself who want to kind of spread awareness and want to do this and do that, but it's you know, that long arm of the law sometimes is kind of.
And that's why I say, man, if somebody
around,
you need somebody to take the lead. And then you need us to fill in the gaps. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
then we can fill in the gaps, and it won't.
So what's the? I know what you somebody, but like, what do you mean? Like, what?
I don't know.
Somebody, like, what do you mean?
Just
like
anybody. I mean, somebody just to bring all the awareness to a head.
But whoever brings the awareness to the head is gonna. I need Carlos on my squad.
That's not right.
I need Carlos on my squad. So that means you with me.
I'll be with.
So they about to make life hell for you.
They can't make it too bad for me.
Well, because you have a positive outlook. You know what I'm saying? But your kids might not be as strong as you, and your old lady might shake a little bit in her boots. You know, she might not be cucumber cool as you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what could they really truly? What could they do to me?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
See, now you asking loaded questions because I'm thinking you just told me you just sat here and said that the cop, the footage had came out 2 or 3 weeks after the report.
That's not right.
You know what I'm saying? So they know it's a whole lot of secret squirrel circles going on.
No. The footage from that guy, the victim was scared. I mean, the guy that had the video camera, he was scared to bring it. Well, it was his regular citizen that videotaped that. But the cop didn't have a body camera.
But I'm sure he got right because I remember seeing because he was running I remember seeing that.
Have a body camera that.
But it's I don't know. There's something to be said about that, man. I don't know.
I mean, and I'll be honest, man. I wouldn't mind doing it. I mean, you gotta have backing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, in this area especially, because I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'll tell you just like this. At one point, I was thinking about running for like town council and stuff.
That's what I was saying because you seem like that kind of guy.
I can't do it just because of where I work here.
Your position.
Yeah, I can't do it.
And is that a conflict of interest?
That's what they said. Yeah.
Okay.
I asked.
Yeah.
But then too, you got to think about it, and then. I was like, all right, so why not run for something bigger than that then?
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, maybe I'll run for that. But then I got to talking to some people, and then let's go ahead and be honest about it. North Carolina, black folks don't vote.
Yeah.
And it would be hard, especially in this area.
Yeah.
It'd be hard for a non-Republican to win the election in this area, just because. I mean, just how it is.
Understood.
Unless black folks voted.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, if black folks voted in this area, there wouldn't be an issue whatsoever. None. I believe anybody could carry this area if black folks voted, because there's enough black folks in this area to do it.
I agree
but
with that.
They don't vote. And I'll be honest, that's where you lead from. That's where, if you can get in state North Carolina government and federal government, that's where you can lead from. I'll be honest with you. I wanted our U.S. senator's job so bad.
Yeah.
They told me that was the highest contested race ever in the United States history.
Yeah.
And this was this area.
Yeah. I remember hearing about that.
Yeah. And I would love to run for that, but that'll take time. That ain't something.
You know, like my mom would say, wrong color.
And I think so too. I think so too.
That's what mom would say. But my mom was white. That's the funny part.
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. I still think there is enough of us here that if we voted, we could do it.
See, but then it's funny because you talk about here, but like I say, in major cities, that whole denomination is predominantly minority anyway. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if you can use those same, like when Obama in the D, Obama had the polls lined up.
That's right.
Straight up.
I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
Trump did the exact same thing in the South.
Yep.
He did the exact.
But it wasn't dark folks.
He did the exact same thing that Obama did.
Yep.
Except he did it with white folks.
Yes, sir.
He brought out them old country
Yep.
redneck guys
and
that they never voted.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let everybody know it was okay.
Yep. That's what
I'm saying. So you're up against a whole lot, man. That's why I take my hat off to you, actually, for sitting down and doing this too, because it's just crazy out here, man. I don't know. I like to hear from the horse's mouth.
Yes, sir.
You know what
But
I'm saying?
man, one thing I want to, if you're a black guy and you want to be in law enforcement, go for it. I mean, try it out. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's not as bad as what people think it is.
Okay.
And that's no joke. I mean, you can, and then you'll see it from the inside, and maybe if more of us get in it, then things will change too. That's another way to change it.
But that pain, but ain't too
now here. But I mean, you probably got a lot of listeners up north too.
Yeah, no doubt.
If you can get up north, I mean, you got it. Long Island, Nassau County, Suffolk County, Nassau County.
You talking about Suffolk? That's a VA.
No. New York City.
Suffolk County.
Long Island, which is Norfolk County and Nassau County.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Highest 2 police departments in the United States.
Well, that's Long Island though.
That's right.
One of the most expensive places to live.
Yeah, but
that
you can
makes
live.
Sense.
You can live somewhere. I got a couple buddies that retired from there.
Okay.
And they came down here and worked. They retired 20 years up there.
Yeah.
And came down here to work, and the guy told me it's his gambling money. That's what he do with it. Blew my whole mind, made me feel horrible. But that's what he said.
So for a starting cop, because this is the logic, right? When I was gonna do my thing to try to be an officer, I actually wanted to do it because I thought I like change. And I like to do different things, but I don't want to take. I don't like taking from nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I look at it because in Detroit, it's all about hustle. It's however you do it, and that's every ghetto USA. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whether it be good or bad, you know what I mean? It's how if you work hard, that's your hustle. If you hustle, get out here and do it. That's what it is. But when the pay scale kind of came out, it was like 27,000.
Yeah.
And you out here
in Detroit?
Yeah. At the time, we talking about the 90s though.
Oh, okay.
We talking because I graduated in 96.
It still ain't much better.
That's what I'm saying.
It still ain't much better, yeah. But that's because that's a lot to do with the economy too, I think, though, there.
Yeah, but
because you got to look at your economy is going
right. But I'm saying
going to run your police department.
No,
I don't think Detroit Union or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. Detroit. I can't remember because it's not a big thing. Because I know firefighters have a union, so I imagine the cops would too.
Oh, if the firefighters got a union, then more than likely.
Okay, I'm thinking.
North Carolina, you can't have a union. Period. They're illegal.
Why is that?
North Carolina law.
You can question law, can't you? You can't question law.
They tried it and lost. As a matter of fact, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that it was a state's decision whether or not they're allowed or not.
Damn, man.
And really, truly, because I heard, New Jersey, they actually tried to get their try to do away with unions up there.
Yeah.
But the unions were too strong.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a big pusher, man. If you've got to really do background on who you were voting in and stuff. Yeah. Because a lot of these rich people, they don't like unions. Yeah. Because they know the unions can force them to pay. Yeah. Myself, I'm all for union. If we can get a union, and if they could change the law, if we can get enough people. That's why I say you got to get enough votes. Yeah, but if we can get enough votes,
you would have to get the votes of the officers or the votes of the people to make the department.
All of them. You have to get everybody in. You take the votes of the officers and the votes of the people.
Okay.
Because that's got to be a state law that's changed.
I'm tracking.
That's got to be a state law.
I got you. That's crazy, man.
Yep.
What So again, like when I was going to be a cop, there was no money for it. You know what I'm saying?
And that's true here now.
So now, because how it is now, it's like So let me ask you this. So like when you start talking about drugs, I don't know. Like a lot of people I know still are career hustlers. You know what I'm saying? And that might not be nothing, but that's the truth.
That's true. Yeah. Some here, right here.
Yeah, I'm sure, but that's all over. You know what I mean? And it's kind of it's just the truth. And I just have a hard time even doing that, pulling somebody over, because how do you feel about that, right? Like you pull, and this dude's got cocaine, he's got heroin or whatever, with intent to distribute, is plain as day.
Yeah.
So are you straight police officer?
Yes, sir. They got no problem with it.
You straight cop.
They ain't got no problem with it. I mean,
you don't got no problem.
I guess, like I said, that comes back to my background though.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it. I mean, just.
You know that the dope and everything was brought here back in the 80s.
That's that right.
Reagan and all that, though.
That's that right.
So you gonna knock it. So I'm not saying.
And I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I wish I'd done this younger, when I was younger.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind moving up. I would love to work for the DEA and bust the guys bringing it in and bust. Because really true, what people don't know. Yeah. Most dope dealers got a backing. Somebody else is backing them.
Yes, sir.
Because they can't afford to upfront that kind of money. To start off with. Yeah. You just can't do it. It's not feasible because what a kilo of cocaine costs in this area is too high for one man to buy unless he's got something ties to something else. Unless he's got something else. Yeah. Correct. So I would love to catch him, but because of black folks in our code, we won't tell on that guy. Yeah. And I would love to get that guy. Yeah. When I worked narcotics as an investigator, I tried my hardest to get people to flip all the time. That was my whole goal. I mean, that was my whole thing. I was like, you got caught. I mean, so you just will go and tell the man that you getting it from, because if not,
they about to kill me, Carlos. We
can talk to the district attorney. Get you protection.
They about to kill me.
We can get you protection.
I just got caught with $10,000 worth of dope, and you expect me to come up in this little room we got? You gonna give me a coffee?
And you believe it or not?
And a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of people roll.
A lot of people do it.
A lot of people.
Some people ain't built for prison. I mean, just going to be honest about it. Yeah. Some people ain't built for it, and they know it. They know it. They out there hustling, but they know they couldn't make it in prison. Yeah. So therefore, their other choice is.
I'm about to spill the beans.
Be my friend, yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then the worst part about it is that you still about to give them the time.
Well, no, they get reduced.
But you still about to give me some time.
They gonna get. Depends on. Well, it all depends. Cause I seen one guy didn't get no time, and we busted him with.
Okay, you seen one guy.
Well, it's been a few. I mean, but
okay, but I'm saying how I think, and maybe my logic is not. That's why I was never designed to be an officer.
Go ahead.
If you catch me and I got a whole lot of dope on me, and I say, you know what, man, it's cool. Look, this is what happened, and you say, you know what, instead of 10 years, I'm only gonna give you 8. I'm like, well, God, why should he fucking tell in the first place? Because what the hell, man?
Well, I'll be honest with you, that's something you'll have to work out with your lawyer.
But then, I understand that.
But
because it's out of your hands, all you want is him. You ain't worried about the jury and everybody that's about to hang me by my nuts.
Well, hopefully, it won't even make it that far. I'll be honest with you, man. There has been several cases, and I can think of one, I forgot all about this one, right down the road, where it was a heroin case. And this guy never served a day.
Pause right there. You talking about right down the road?
Because where I used to work at.
City folk don't really know when you say right down. You know what I'm saying?
Well, where I used to work at.
Okay.
Where I used to work
Continue on.
And I busted him with heroin, and he flipped, and he had ties all the straight to Mexico. Yeah. And he never served a day. And he's still going strong. Probably out there selling again right now, but he did.
So he went clean because why?
He didn't go clean. I don't think he's clean.
Well, he didn't serve no time in the box though.
No, he didn't serve a time because he flipped on somebody all the way. They led him all the way down to Mexico. It was a deal where, most heroin comes from Mexico. Yeah. Just in our area, just how it works out. Okay. Well, his ties that he was getting heroin from led all the way back to Mexico, where the case started right down the road, right down there where I used to work at. Yeah. And it tied from here all the way back to Mexico.
So we about to keep an eye on my man, but you can go ahead because we want him in Mexico.
Yes, sir. We
But
went
how fair is that though?
Yeah.
Like, because if you found me,
because real and truly,
you find him with the dope,
but this is the
he
thing.
should still be sitting down.
But this is the thing. Real and truly, what he did was, and I'll be honest, he gave a phone number, and his phone number led to Mexico, which was able to get tracked back to about 10 more people, which they all got all them 10, which was able to tie that one back to Mexico again, which was able to cut off a whole trafficking ring, which led to different cities. Mm-hmm. So
if you were part of that, how do you feel about that? Are you high fiving and geeked up about that?
I am, man. I was excited about that. I was like, that was my guy that was able to do all that, and I mean, I was very excited. That was a good investigation.
That's why people can't stand.
I know it.
That's why people can't stand the hook straight up because on TV they like, hell yeah, we got this motherfucker.
But
everything.
you think about it like this.
Okay.
You know, heroin right now is an epidemic.
Yeah.
They ain't done none of this for crack or nothing like that, because you know why?
Why is that? What's your take on it?
Heroin? Okay, white folks use heroin.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. That's what it is. Crack cocaine is a black drug.
Crack cocaine, correct.
It's a black drug. Yes, sir.
Yeah. But
that's a black drug. And then crack cocaine, you know, crack cocaine really truly back in the day, people overdosing on crack cocaine left and right.
Yeah.
But when did they ever declare the epidemic?
Say it again. You said that really fast.
When did they ever declare that an epidemic?
They haven't.
Exactly. But what did they say about heroin?
It's widespread. It's
and
all
it's
over.
an epidemic right now.
Yeah.
So therefore, what do you? I mean, I'm just being honest with you. That everything goes back to, I mean, it's like you said, the race issue.
Yeah.
But I mean, my thing is
because
but then too,
when people hear this, they're gonna be like, I knew it, man. You know what I'm saying?
But then I look at it like this too.
Okay.
Though. My job, I can't look at race. My job is, I've got to get bad people off the street, and if I can protect this family from losing their kid from overdose of heroin, then I've done it.
I respect that.
And I mean, that's how I got to look at it.
I respect that.
I mean, that's why to me, it don't matter to me if it's a crack dealer, meth, heroin, weed, if it's a large amount. And
I smoke a lot of weed.
If it's a large amount, you got to be large. I mean,
oh my God, dude.
These nickel and dime bags getting kind of old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, we got a new memorandum that said marijuana is illegal regardless of what amount it is.
So
that's what came from the federal government. No, I mean that's what the federal government said.
That's what the federal government said. So that means in my head, being an officer, how do you read that?
I mean,
because now your discretion goes out the window.
Well,
because it's what they said.
But
right?
you still got discretion. That's my discretion whether or not I charge you with that weed.
But if you don't, you ain't doing that badge's job, right?
Sometimes it depends.
Okay.
Because, like I said, maybe that kid needs a break. You know what I mean? Maybe this is his reckoning that maybe me being his judge right then, not as in saying whether or not you get a ticket or take you to jail.
Right on.
Is good enough for you to say, all right, man, I'm doing wrong. I need to change what I'm doing.
So are you one of those people who like? So are you when you're off work? Are you still on work?
No, no. I'll be honest with you. I do carry a gun with me.
Yeah.
But that's just because I mean you never know.
I can do it.
Some people just don't like us, and I mean just how it is. Mm-hmm. And I'm with my family, so.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna. My job ain't gonna do with them.
Yeah.
This is me. So with them, I protect them to the utmost.
Because I kind of look at officers and stuff, and I have another one to do with this woman. I'm trying to talk to her, man. She's a teacher, and I always kind of looked at cops and everything, just like regular people, but not so much.
No.
Because you always kind of always got your spidey. You always got your radar on. So
but
to
you
speak.
do. But I mean, I ain't going out there and
so
trying
for
to.
family reunion, right? We got a family reunion coming up.
I love them.
I'm sure you do. But your cousin come out with a big ass. He got a quarter pound of weed.
I'll be honest with you. My cousins, they know what I do.
Yeah.
They don't bring it around me. No joke. I'll be honest. They do.
Okay, we got a party here because we're doing this in my house now, right?
Uh-huh.
For the list, we're at my house right now. I got a quarter pound. Not to say I do, but I got a quarter pound of weed upstairs right now. I pull it down. I just start, and I know your position, and everything.
I'm gonna walk out
because
I'm gonna leave.
But why would you leave if you're not on duty?
I'm not, but I don't.
I'm a good guy.
You know what I mean? But I know that's illegal, and sometimes it's best to distance yourself from illegal activity, just in case something would have happened. Because I'll be honest with you. Okay. I don't know who's there with a camera out.
Yeah.
And take a picture and all this stuff.
So you just trying to protect yourself
and my family, yeah. Because I know I got a house payment coming up.
I got this courthouse though. I'm trying to do something with, and hey, if you hear, hey, my man, thanks for coming by and talking, blah blah blah. But so you, oh shit, you banging?
Yes, sir.
You extra stage left.
I was saying, man, y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all next time. Yes, sir.
And I'm sure you're facing them decisions quite often,
Man, you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised. I hang with a lot of people.
Cause that just live life, man. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody just trying to get out here and just get the best way they can, man.
But that's why I say I'm very open about what I do.
Yeah.
I ain't got no problem with it. Mm-hmm. So most times,
but you strike me as that kind of person.
But most people,
okay,
are really truly, they know what I do. They know what I stand for. So they ain't gonna bring that around me. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what a lot of my friends do. Don't know. But they don't do nothing around me other than speed most of the time.
Yeah.
What I
get. So you riding shotgun with somebody? They driving 16 to 45. Are you looking at the speedometer?
No, I ain't looking at the speedometer, but I can tell by fast because I was like, hey man, first off, I don't want to die. That's first off.
Come on, man. You ain't never did 16 to 45.
Yeah, I'm saying,
that's
but
right, but
yeah,
you can't tell me how to drive my car,
that's
Mr.
right.
Officer.
And I ain't gonna tell you that. First off, I mean,
you just said you need to slow down now.
I mean, but just in case we get ahead, then I don't want to be put in that position because then if you get stopped, then you gonna be looking at me.
I am. You the first one in line, yes sir.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't even
because I know you done it before. You had to have had.
I don't want to be in that position.
Oh my God.
I tell you the truth. I got a phone call one night. Yeah. This is no joke, from one of my buddies, and he was riding with some guys that got a DWI. He wasn't even driving.
Yeah.
He was riding.
Yeah.
He called me up, and I knew the guys he was riding with, and he said, "Hey man," he told me what county they were in, and he said, "Man, we just got a DWI." Mm-hmm. And I was like, man.
So sad for you.
Yeah, I was like, man. I was like, man, why you calling me? Is this recorded? That's what I said. I was like, why you calling me for?
Yeah.
I was like, I can't help you. I can't do nothing for you. I was like, I can't.
You know why? Because you would look out for your own if it was somebody else.
Like who?
You want your own. Somebody else that wore that badge like you do.
No, if they call me and say they got DWI, ain't nothing I can do for them. There ain't nothing I can do. I was, man, God Almighty. I can recommend you a good lawyer that I went up against.
Oh my God, man.
I can't help you. I can't do nothing for you. Just because I can't.
Can't do nothing.
No, I can't do nothing for you. It's just
because in the city or in Detroit, a lot of people do that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm sure.
So why is it different here for you versus them? Because it's a matter of because we're in such a smaller dynamic here or something?
Man, I guess so. And then, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Maybe those cops in Detroit and Chicago, they probably grew up in that area also. Most of the time. I mean, because...
No, you just a cop. I mean, yeah, even if they grew in the area, that's cool. But
you know what I mean?
know you know the cop that I can't get to.
But
right.
They might not grow up how I grew up. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
They won't raise.
So morally, and you got morals and ethics.
Yeah, they won't raise the way I was raised.
Yeah.
I mean, we
But I don't. So, that's why I was asking about that badge because that badge translates only one way to the public.
Yeah, but it's not though. But really, truly, it's not because there is. Most people see the badge as black and white.
Yeah, but that's what my man called you because he thinking the same way that I would think. If I'm pissed, hey man, I got some heat, baby, and you like, hey man, is this recorded? Hey, don't.
But no, see, my thing is though, if I catch you, it's a different thing. I can say, man. You know you should be out here drinking, driving, stuff like that. That's me. If I catch you. But I can't control. How can I take away that man's arrest? You know what I mean? Or that man's ticket. Even though we don't. Well,
because people do it all the time. Like people call their cop friends, and you are a cop friend, right?
Yeah, but they don't know better than call me.
So what kind of damn? You ain't no.
I mean, I don't call my friends when I need lumber. You know what I mean?
Yeah, come on, man. You the hook, man. You the 5-0 for real.
I don't call them when I need an oil change.
No,
well, actually, I do.
That's what I'm saying. Well, there are certain cases. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, and then I'll be honest with you. I have hip friends out now. DWI, I really can't touch in the state of North Carolina. Just because of the way North Carolina is,
I believe that because this state has some very strange rules.
Yeah,
man.
I can't touch them. Speeding tickets. If it was a speeding ticket, I could make a phone call and some things got done.
Yeah,
but DWI, I couldn't do nothing with it. I can't
because you're guilty as charged, pretty much.
I mean, not really you're guilty as charged, but the way North Carolina written, to get a DWI dismissed, the judge got to sign, this attorney got to sign, and the chief of that department's got to sign it.
Okay.
So therefore. I ain't got that much pull with that department that he got. It was a high patrolman that got him. Mm-hmm. So the only way the high patrolman dismiss it is he'd have to go to his first sergeant or captain or somebody and get them to sign off on it. And you know good and well that ain't gonna happen in North Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, that just. So no, I couldn't do nothing with that one. Now I tell you, back home I did help a guy, but it won't do FBI. It was a misdemeanor larceny charge. And I mean, I went to the DA for him. I talked to the DA and said, hey, he's a good guy, made a mistake. Yeah. Hopefully he won't make it again. Cause if not,
I'm going to let you know this right now. If I get some heat, baby, you can laugh if you want to, but if I catch some heat, man.
Speeding tickets, I can do so. I can help you out a little bit.
If I catch any kind of heat, because I got to tell you, I'm from Detroit City, man, and our morals and ethics are sometimes a little different. You laughing? I'm straight up, man.
That's true.
And sometimes we march to a different drum a little bit, city life and city kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm just teasing, man. But
I know it.
But who knows? Well, I don't know, man. We're gonna wrap it up, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I just want to spread some kind of awareness, man, and I appreciate you just sitting down and just giving, I gotta tell people, we can't sum your life up in an hour and 15 minutes.
That's that right.
You know what I'm saying? But we can spread a little bit of awareness, and we can let people know it's okay to actually be what they want to be. Because there are people who still, respect the cops, and kids who might want to be a cop.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? And to sit down with the police officer who is up against a whole lot more than just being a police officer speaks a whole lot about you and your character that you have, I believe. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it, my man.
No worries.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir.
We're going to close it up. We can pop. You do Instagram? Because I always say at the end of the thing, everything I do, we do Instagram and we do Facebook. But we ain't going to do that for you. No. We're just going to let you just be just Officer
I ain't got no Instagram.
Carlos Jenkins and keep fighting a good fight, man. Yeah. They gonna see you one day when you go to lead the charge, though, man. You know what I'm saying?
They don't know who I am.
Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. My man, I appreciate it, sir.
No problem.